Welcome back to another edition of Real Estate Roundtable. I'm Rob Moore, and as always, joined alongside by Jeff Echo Lichtenstein, owner of Echo Fine Properties. Jeff, how we doing this morning?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. Notre Dame Fighting Irish put up a big win for me last night, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, that was awesome. I saw that. That was 47-40.
Yes, two overtimes. I know Clemson was without their quarterback. I understand, but that kid that backs him up is really good too. So, big win for the Irish yesterday. Um, so today, Jeff, we're talking about an interesting topic: the Home Economics Guarantee.
Yeah,
There's
it was a class I'm sure that you remember from
yeah,
you
Home
know
Ec,
from
Home
from
Ec,
high school and college.
and there's 57. I think is it still 57? Because I know there's some promises different now. Is it still
There's a,
57
there's a, there's a
promises?
little bit more, but we leave it at 57. Like the Heinz ketchup. There's 57 sauces. We have our 57 promises. So the what so we use this in a lot of our marketing and our advertising at Home Economics Guarantee, and people what it's a word play. Echo is in, that's why is in capitalized in it, but it's a word play, involving a lot of different things. Home, which is your house, that's what we're doing, and the selling of your house is the most important, for a lot of people, the most important financial piece of wealth that they have. So there's a lot at stake. It's not like you're selling a car, or you're buying a piano, or any of those things. There's a lot of dollars at stake when you're selling it. Besides the emotional part of it, and where you're going, and if then situations. So what'll happen is, and we needed something, I thought, to just brand it with something. And so Home Economics put all that together, and combine the name Echo in it. And then there's a guarantee on it. And in real estate, an agent comes over to the house and they'll say, well, list it. And you really don't know what they're doing. They take pictures, and then after a week, what's happening? There's a lack of reporting that goes on. So with the Home Economics, we put a guarantee on there because because our model is conducive to letting us do so. So the way real estate works, if you got your real estate license tomorrow, the agent is responsible for all the advertising and marketing, everything that they do. So it's not like a car shop. You go buy a Toyota, you buy a Mercedes Benz, and you walk into the dealership, and you talk to the salesperson, and you'll say, what is the warranty? And they'll say, well, it's 70,000 miles or 7 years, bumper to bumper, yada, yada, yada. And then you can buy these extras if you want. You want the tire package or whatever. And you know what you're buying with them. With a real estate agent, you don't, because there's nothing written down of what your guarantee is. And this is a lot more important financial decision than buying a car. It really is. So we have these 57 things that we do, and we're able to promise them in writing because we can, and it's because of our setup. And the difference between what Echo does, it's a very important distinction, and what another agency does is, in every other agency in the world, the agent is paying out of pocket. It's
Yep.
the agent's job. They're all one-arm paper hangers. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's what it is. So it'd be like going to the car salesperson at the Mercedes Benz and saying, well, what am I getting? And if that particular salesperson had to pay for all the ads and all the marketing and all the brochures and fix it up in the shop and do this, they couldn't afford to do it, and they couldn't be on the floor talking to you because they'd be doing these other jobs. So
Sure.
what we do is we have a series of people in there that do all the back room advertising, marketing, and other positions like yourself doing social media, video. We have multiple photographers. We have 3 people who answer the phone, so the agents don't have to. So the agents are freed up to network and to sell properties, and then we pay for everything. So our agents know exactly and can guarantee to the client what they're getting. And that's the major difference. Because if you were doing it yourself as an agent, you have the budget to do all these things. And if it's not in writing, are they really going to do it for you?
And Jeff, if I can just add, not to cut you off, all of these jobs you're talking about are all local jobs too. These are all local people.
Right. So, see Rob Moore. Rob Moore is a local. He lives in Jupiter. Everybody in our group, that because we're locally based, we're based in Palm Beach County, you're supporting local jobs. So when you when you go to Keller Williams, for example, it is a local real estate agent, but it's like a Starbucks. Starbucks is a franchise. So the local jobs go back to Austin, Texas with Keller Williams. You want to give something to Caldwell Banker. The local corporate jobs at some corporate level, those are going to Connecticut. Sotheby's goes to, I think it's either Connecticut or New Jersey. Redfin goes to Seattle. You give it to Douglas Elliman, it's going to New York City. That's where they're based at. Remax is either in New Jersey or Connecticut. So most of these corporations, they're out of state type of companies, whereas we are locally based in Palm Beach County. So all these the jobs that are here, everything's staying local. There's nothing that's shipped out. Nothing wrong with going to Starbucks, but just know when you go there that some of those centers are going to Seattle. When you support a local coffee shop, everything stays local.
And if you can see behind me, I pulled up. This is the nice looking brochure. It got cut off. I'm sorry, but it says Home Economics is cut off. Guarantee 57 promises to ensure everything that is supposed to happen happens. And then you can go to our website. So I guess you're going to show that, Jeff, right? You're going to show some of these.
And part of it, when at one time I used to carry 60 listings with a small team by myself. So to do that, I had to get really good at production because you could miss things. So it helped on a skill level and putting systems into place that would ensure everything that was supposed to happen. So like behind you, where you see an aerial in the first shot with the yellow arrow next to that, we do night shots. We're going to switch over to Rob's, I guess. There we go. So we'll do aerial photography. We do night photography. We do interior photography, and all that is edited in house. So there's a lot of advantages to that, and I'll get into this, with you as well. So let me share my screen here, and so this is our home economics. This is our home economics page, and we have a video that you can watch. It's about a 4.5 piece that we'll go through exactly what we do and show you some more inner workings. And we have a whole PDF book that you can read, and there's some more. But I'm going to go through a few different things. We have a whole virtual reality piece that we've added since COVID, and what we do on a virtual basis. And to get into a little of that, the virtual part of it is really the biggest thing that's changed since COVID. So when people are buying or they're renting property, we can consult virtually. So that means we can do Zoom conferences. We can walk through a house. Every agent is equipped to do whatever your device is. So whether you're on, whether it's an iPhone or something else, we're all trained to work through this thing and then be on your comfort level. So there's a lot that we can do. And I'll go through and go through a deep dive presentation of somebody's home on a virtual level, which is safe, and it's and I could show somebody much more on this type of level than I can do actually in person in some way. So we're doing combinations of both. You have to go in person no matter what to see the house because there's staging involved and stuff. But we do a lot virtually. And then the industry has changed. Even we're working with mortgage brokers, insurance people who can all do pre-approvals as well, and do things in a virtual way. The whole closing process has actually changed, and you can do everything on a virtual level. In terms of showing homes, we do, for every home that we list, we do a 3D VR tour of the home. So we're showing it in a virtual way, and there's equipment that we've purchased and added a person in. So we're doing what's called a Matterport tour, and it walks through the house, and you can see everything up close, the entire house. We get a floor plan from it, which is a benefit. And then there's an entire dollhouse view. So it's the highest quality of this. And we're finding that the percentage nationwide is look-sees are going up by 150%. it's a mind-boggling number if you've got if you do a 3D VR tour and you do the right one. So that's a piece that we're doing.
And that's awesome. That's one of my favorites because you can sit in your bed this morning in your pajamas and walk through a home virtually. Check it out.
Yep, and there's a little example of the VR. And you can, when you go on our website, if there is any home that has a VR tour, ours always do. It pops up first, so you're able to watch that way. You can look at it right on your laptop or your mobile phone. It's also compatible with a series of different types of glasses, like the Oculus, which is a Facebook product, which a lot of millennials use and stuff. So when people are moving out of New York, the people are moving that way. So the Google Cardboard, so all the headsets that look that way, you can see it in a better fashion that way. But if you're not and you don't want to do that, and you don't have that, and most people don't, you can look at it the other way. But that market's growing, and that's coming more. And then we do a lot of these. We do open houses online as well as in person, and we stream it into a whole multitude of social media channels. So you're getting look-sees. That way, we come up with a pricing strategy, and we're also doing animated brochures where they're done online, and there's movement to the brochures, and you can walk through and read everything. So that's something that we've added since COVID, and then just the way you can explore everything, where we're shooting open houses live and doing these things in a virtual way. And then I was talking before, the closing process is also now done virtually if you want to. And then there's the Echo TV, where we're streaming open houses live. Every day we stream 3 open houses live. So we're doing both. We're doing it in a lot of different ways, but that's where the Home Economics Guarantee has changed in a virtual setting since COVID. So those are updates to it. We break down home economics. Think of it in 4 different ways. There's there's the beauty of home economics. There's the power of home economics.
Ooh.
The logic, it's your Dr. Spock part of home economics. And most importantly, there's the joy of home economics. So, so think of it this way when you're doing it. The beauty is your home, and it's professional photography. So we have 2 in-house photographers. We use we have multiple types of equipment, multiple types of drones for different aerials. We do all the editing in-house. Nothing is sent out. And there's great synergy between our photographers and our agents because they know the person. And we can do a lot of things in-house. We can do a lot of special things. Yep. We also take pictures when the sun is right. What that means is if you have a Western exposure and and like today, for example, where we wouldn't take a picture. And sometimes the client is anxious, they say, I want the picture. But if you go to Disney World's website, the Magic Kingdom is not in, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain. It has sun on it, and there's blue skies behind it. Sun on the house gives it the most vibrant way because it doesn't have the shadows. It looks bright and happy. And when people are going through photography, the first shot's really critical, and it needs to tell the whole story. It's usually we're using aerials today, but sometimes we don't. If something shows much differently and it's just a hotter shot, but you've got to capture it. So we have a no shade rule. So we take pictures when there's proper sunlight on the house. So that's our no shadow rule. And we wait till the right picture. So if you've got a Western exposure, that means the sun rises in the east in the morning, and that's the best time to take your shot of your house because there's going to be sun on it. Once the middle of the day happens, there's not. So because the sun's going to move south to west. So we do a lot with photography. In terms of marketing and design, we're doing 8-page brochures. We're paying a lot of attention to the write-up. There's a method to the write-up, and we get each client. We interview the house through interviewing the client, and we get all the details about it that way. So there's a lot of time that goes in that, and then we have a person who corrects everything for grammar and goes through it because we're using that verbiage both in the ads, it's broken down into a number of pieces. Sometimes it's longer for a brochure, it's shorter, and in different segments, and it's put in different ways for the MLS. where you have 800 words to play with. And then for social media ads, they may be more snappy and different things. And then we have somebody who's an English major who goes through and edits everything and makes sure that everything is spelled properly. If not, the agent is doing all this. So if your agent does not have a firm grasp of grammar, they may be good talking on their feet, but that may not be their thing. Then you're going to have spelling errors and all sorts of things. And these happen, and they're constant throughout real estate,
And Jeff,
because of the way that the setup is.
the great part about the photography aspect too, with the photographers that we do have, excuse me, the agents, work with them like you said, and they'll explain to their clients, like, listen, we're gonna set up the photography date for this date, and they help the clients understand too, like, we need the kitchen cleaned up. We can't have dirty dishes laying around. The bed sheets need to be made nice. So when the photographer goes in there, it's a process, and he's able to move from room to room to room without having to move furniture and move this and do that, and it makes the process more seamless because the way the agent works with the client works with the photography.
No, that's exactly correct. So that's the photography. The social media, aspect. Everything that we do is on social media. So a lot of that's both pictures and words, and a lot of it's going into what you do as well. And Rob, you want to talk a little bit about social media?
Yeah. So
because social media is not just Facebook. It's a much more comprehensive plan than that.
and there is so much, and I've had a lot of help too with it, which is grateful to Jeff. We have so much help here to do the jobs that we do. Not only alone am I doing social media, but the videography aspect of it, but the social media aspect. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, you're on Vimeo, TikTok. We're delving into, which is a new one, and all of our new listings are shared to these platforms because there's some people that just strictly use Facebook, some people that strictly use Instagram, some people Twitter. It just depends. So you want to make sure you get that message out to every platform, every possible eye, every possible client, or someone who's looking at a home.
And when you're in Facebook, typically what happens is the agent puts it on their Facebook page or their business Facebook page. That's not, you have to think of social media in terms of television. Mm-hmm. So you can't just say, well, we're on television.
Yep.
What does that mean if Coca-Cola or Geico's on television? Are they on a local cable channel that's showing at a time slot of 2 a.m.?
Sure.
Or are they on CBS, ABC, ESPN, Fox News, CNN? Are they on a multitude of different channels? So when you see Geico, they're on MSNBC, Fox, CNN. They're on the Home Design Channel. They're on the baseball game. They're at the White Sox game behind home plate. They're advertising, and they've got a multitude of ads. Social media is the same exact way. There is a multitude. Everybody's own Facebook channel.
Yep.
Is their own channel, and then there's groups that you see around town, there's real estate groups and all these things. So part of what we do, and the agent doesn't do this, is behind the scenes. We're going out there and we are sharing all of our different things, whether it's live or not, on all these multitude of channels. So if you don't have a whole team doing this for you, it's impossible.
It is.
But when we give a home exposure on social media, we're giving it probably 100 times more exposure than an average agent. You go on my LinkedIn channel. We are connected to 21,000 professionals in the West Palm Beach area. So when we go and we stream on there, it's going live to all these different places where how can you ever reach that? And everybody who is in LinkedIn is a homeowner. So they're professionals. That's who you're trying to reach.
And when it comes to the streaming aspect, Jeff, that you just got into, what we're doing right now, how you're watching us right now, we are streaming to our website. So if you're on our website right now, a bar pops up and it'll say, click here.
It'll say live, and you can go there, and we're talking.
And we're live. This is on Facebook right now being streamed. This is on Vimeo being streamed. This is on YouTube being streamed. This is on LinkedIn. And I don't want to say the only, but I believe we are the only real estate company streaming to all of these platforms. And it's just, as Jeff said, sharing and boosting and the ads, the content that we produce. There's so much content that we have, and it's
We're
amazing.
looking at ourselves right now live.
Yep, there we are.
That's streaming on our website. So you may be watching on our website, you may be watching on LinkedIn, you may be watching on, Facebook, all these different things. And this is going on as we're speaking.
And I always like to compare, and I use this analogy all the time. I don't know why. Maybe because I like Wawa. So Wawa hoagies. If you're driving down the interstate or the turnpike, and there's a billboard for Wawa hoagies, and about another half a mile, there's another big billboard for Wawa hoagies. And let's go one more half a mile, and we get a third billboard for Wawa hoagies, and then there's an exit sign. Now, I'm not saying maybe you're not hungry, maybe you already ate, maybe you just want to keep driving, but maybe that imagery and that billboard got into your head and you're like, well, I'm going to stop for a Wawa. Maybe not. Maybe there's a McDonald's and you're going to go get a cheeseburger. I don't know. But at least it's in your head, and that's what we're doing. We're promoting and promoting and promoting and showing people and giving people a taste of the homes, the different local businesses that we promote, and it's just done in a way where the possibilities are endless when it comes to social media. The reach.
It's kind of like our screen right now. If you're looking live, it's very Twilight Zone.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
We're watching each other, who's watching each other, who's watching each other, who's watching each other.
Yep. It's
just
endless.
And that's what we're doing. We're getting it out all over the place.
And especially in the whole thing when people are sharing things on Facebook and sharing things on social media, if they share it to their friends who live in New York or Pennsylvania or Connecticut or Montana or wherever they live, then it's in that sphere, and it's reaching a greater amount of people. And then if those people share it, it's an even greater amount of people. So more eyes on the prize, I guess is what I like to say. So more ways to showcase your home and get your home out there instead of the old, and I always say this to the other agents, the old school open houses, which I think are great. The old school open houses, I call them the old school open houses, but they are awesome. But the virtual open houses too, it's putting it out there on a much higher scale.
You have to think that's you can't just advertise on, we're just going to do one channel only, and we're just going to do the 7 p.m. edition of Law and Order episode, because you'll reach that audience, but you're not going to reach a wide slew. Sometimes you're flipping through different channels, and every so often you see the same commercial on the same channel. So they're selling the knives, but they're selling the knives on one news channel, and they're selling the MyPillow guys on CNN and the MyPillow guys on Fox, and you're seeing both things going on at exactly the same time. They're reaching a different audience, and what our job as marketers is, because we want to reach a different audience. Because if we only advertise your home to one group only, then all these other segments are missing it. And when you're selling a house, everybody wants to get the best price and show it and sell it in the shortest period of time. That's everybody's goal, or most people. That's a big portion of the goal, and that's enabling you to do that, because the more eyes that see it. Because if Joe Smith is going to buy your house and he never sees the ad, or the ad doesn't look appetizing enough that grabs his eye, and he's only a Fox viewer, or the other person and Barbara is only a CNN viewer, you're going to miss out on them. And you want show me the money, and you get to show me the money by getting it out there in every type of medium and how everybody's watching it. You may not watch and are interested in 3D VR tours. You may not look at YouTube, which is the second biggest search engine, to look at video. You're just not, that's not how you do it. But a lot of people do. And they're looking, and they're on all these different sites, whether it's our site or it's a Zillow site or it's somebody else's. So being able to get it out there, and however they're looking, or they're a Twitter user. You may not be, but somebody else is. Somebody's using Twitter out there, or Facebook. You may be on this channel, but you may not be connected to somebody else's channel. Yep. So the more that you can connect all these things, that's where marketing really comes into play, no matter what the market is, and it brings the price up. So that's what we're doing virtually, and that's a lot of the social media piece of it. Also in the beauty, We have a client concierge in-house, and we help with the closing. So when you're listing your house, you're not thinking about how the closing is going to go. It's the last thing on your mind. But the minute you put it under contract, you're not concerned about the marketing anymore. You're concerned about, are they going to miss a date? Is the escrow on time? How's the inspection going? How's the closing going with the closing company who's doing the title work? Is somebody communicating for the insurance and all this and that? That's there. We have agent specialists. We have agents who specialize in different areas. We have a rental specialist, and our agents know each other. And part of what I've always done in terms of here is I've worked on hiring people with good character. And we have a team that really does work together and can call anybody up at any time. And I take calls all day long from agents who need help on different things. So there's a lot of different pieces of advice. And my dad loves to help. He's been in business a long time. And we just have agents who've been around who enjoy doing that. Back to I was saying we have a closing coordinator. So that's the closing coordinator. The client concierge is different. And what we do is we have people internally where, and this is very important, we get leads. So people say, where do your buyers come from? If you're an agent, the buyers, you really don't have any buyers. You may have who you're working with, or who's coming in to, who's going to call off of MLS. But buyers today don't just fall off of trees or walk into an office anymore.
Oh, they don't?
The buyers are on, they're on this device here, or they're on the computer. And what they're doing is they're looking up and they're Googling or whatever, or they're going on Facebook, or they're doing this and that. And they're going to different websites. So what we do is we spend a lot of money, just a ton of dollars on lead generation. And buyer lead generation is, one of them is with Zillow, for example. We are the largest buyer of Zillow leads in the Northern Palm Beaches. Zillow makes its money. You're on Zillow and you think, oh, it's Zillow. What Zillow does is they sell you. They literally sell you. So when you come onto Zillow, they sell your information from anywhere from a good zip code runs $150 to $350 a piece. Wow. You're 10 years old and you're on Zillow, they're going to sell your information for that. And they sell it to people like us. So we buy these Zillow inquiries, and it goes to, instead of the agent answering the call, we have it done at a corporate level. And we have locals, that's where you're supporting your locals, and they know product in and out, and we're talking to people, and we're finding out what they need. So while our agents are out showing property or working with the buyer, we're taking care of the client. Because when the client calls in or texts in or it makes an inquiry, we are in a now society.
Yep.
You order something today, you expect it from Amazon, not in 4 days, you expect it tomorrow. That is, and you expect it in the morning. You don't want to be waiting for, we've all adjusted to this now. So, where is I just ordered it yesterday. I want it today. And that's what happens, but it's much more so in real estate. If you got to get to the phone in 15 minutes, you don't get to the phone in 15 minutes, that lead goes. And there's a lot you need to do with that particular buyer inquiry to capitalize on it. And so we're very good at doing that. And so anybody else out there, they don't have this system. And they're not going to buy because it's too much money to buy. They've got to pay it out of pocket, and the commitments are long.
And it's instantaneous. I mean, it literally is instantaneous. The phone rings, it's answered, and it's taken care of right on the spot. So the agent...
We measure what our answering ratio is and all that different stuff. We track it. And we are on an extreme high list within Zillow. We just know we're in the 90 percentile of answering in a proper way. And we have backup to do all this. So it's really important. When you're interviewing, who answers the phone? And you're going to get silence on the other end. There's no system. So that part of it's real big. And then, Rob, what do you do?
Who's that guy? Oh, my goodness.
Rob, you're on the spot.
Look at that picture. So my background comes from television news. I worked 10 years as a photojournalist, 7 of those years down here in the great state of Florida at the local NBC affiliate in town, and made the move, got out of the news, came to Jeff. Jeff found me, I found Jeff. I don't know how that worked. That was searching.
It's actually our wives found each other.
Yeah, basically. And
basically, yeah.
And it was just time for a change in my career. Found Jeff right down my alley of what I like to do, and so not only social media, and I have help with social media, which is fantastic help. And that's the thing; it's a team effort here. Not one person can go at this and do this alone. It's a team effort, and we have such a great team that Jeff put together. A great team. I really do mean that. I always tell people, why do you like working there so much? Well, I like it because of the people. Yeah, I like my job, what I do, but it's people. If you don't like who you work with, it could be a miserable place, and it's a great place to work.
A team, by I think, and I remember I entered business. I worked, my high school and junior high years, and team started to make its way into the business world. It's sometime in the '80s. People would talk team, but I thought they were giving lip service, and I still think they do. We're a great team, and a team is like a sports team. It really is. It's like the Notre Dame game. They're working together as a unit, and you may have individuals, but the individuals don't work together. And it starts with character. If you don't have good character, and then the team never works well together. But once you put those and you put people in place, and when we hire people, we go through an interview process and we make sure that there's somebody like right now, Rob, I have on my mind. I'll talk to you about later today that I think is a fit. But I'm going to ask Rob if it's a fit for him. And if Rob poo-poos it, we won't do it, because everybody's got to be working together, and it's in good motion to work there, and that's really what Rob's talking about.
The team aspect. I've always been a team person. I played football and team, and love sports team, and then my kids play sports team. So social media, from everything from Facebook to Instagram to LinkedIn to Twitter to everything you're seeing, these live streams, hosting live virtual open houses, hosting the live real estate roundtable as you're watching, and then the videography part of it, where new listings, so your home, we do a nice little video on your home for our social platforms, where we do the drone shots, video wise, not just a still image, video wise.
And video, what video can do instead of stills, and instead of what video can do instead of stills, and what video can do instead of even a Matterport with the 3DVR, video tells a story, and people like storytelling. People watch television. You don't just, you want to hear the story of it. We can tell the story of your home through video.
And then when it comes to community showcases, so we'll do a showcase on Jupiter Country Club or Ballin Isles, so the specific communities within our area, and then we do local businesses. So the other day I was with Howard on. This has been a long week. Was it Friday? Friday I was with Howard. We went to Hurricane Cafe, right there in Juno Beach. And we interview local business owners to talk about their business, and then I shoot some video of the inside of their place, food being cooked up, all that great stuff. And we put together a nice little promotional video for them that they can use, that they can share, and that's how we build with the community. We've done it since day one when I started here. My first video, I believe, was Big Daddy's Hot Dogs. You remember that story, Jeff?
Yeah.
We won't go into that. I was looking to do Dune Dogs. That didn't happen. And then we went and did Big Daddy's Hot Dogs. But since I've started 3 years ago, it's about interviewing local businesses too. That's what makes up our community. And we sell homes, but you want to know what's around you. So it's been a great ride with showcasing these local businesses, and they can all be found. Jeff's on the website now. So if you look, Jeff, can you go up to, I don't know if you're at the top, can you go up to where that section's at, the local wave section, or do you have to back out to do that? I don't know if you have to back out.
No, I can. Let me go here. And
so there we are. So in the about section, there's a, is it in the about section? I always forget where it's at. There is a,
hang on, I got to move my Zoom stuff to get there.
I think it's in that
in there.
There it is. Local waves. So this is where we showcase the local businesses. Let me pull down. I have something covering the screen there. There we go. Local wave section. When you scroll down, there's a whole list of different sections: restaurants, automotive, arts and entertainment, lifestyle, medical. So these are where all these videos live. They live on our website. So when people are searching our website, they can check out some of the local businesses. So I know all these categories aren't filled up yet. So we need some help. So if you know anybody with local business, have them get in touch with us. We would love to highlight their local business.
We take that business and we share it into all sorts of other things. And how does that benefit the client? We have people come to our website, or they're on LinkedIn, or they see it there, and they also get familiar with our brand. We know at this point a lot of local owners around town. We've done a lot of networking with it, and we may get referrals that way, and that benefits us. That's where the win comes in for us. It's a win-win, situation. So, but that may be the buyer who buys your house or is interested in it for for that reason.
And one other thing I want to say, Jeff, is the staff that we do have when it comes to the photography and the videography, which I do, is we treat every single client in every single home like the $4 million property. There isn't a difference because it's a $250,000 home to a $4 million home. I am a very meticulous person. Sometimes I think I'm a little too meticulous, but that's just how I am. And I know with Chris and Cam, same thing. We treat every property like it's a $4 million property, and we take our time and we do it right, and we make sure it's the best images out there, like you said. Because if you're going to put up some crappy image as your first image for that house, someone's already moved on, unfortunately, online. They're done. But if you have that breathtaking, that nice picture for them to see, now you've engaged them. Now they want to see more. So
the power of home economics, as we move on from beauty, power is the marketing pieces that we're doing. So that's the old school lead generation. So that's kind of what we were talking about. We get about 40 to 60 buyer inquiries on a daily basis. So these are coming from like the Zillow things that we talked about. We're doing other types of lead generation, more so digital today than anything else. We've really moved in that direction because that's where the people's eyes are. So our website generates a ton of buyer inquiries. We do a lot of Google AdWords, where we spend plus $10,000 a month. I won't get into the exact dollars, but on different types of AdWords, and we measure the metrics of it. I have a meeting on a weekly basis to go over that and all sorts of tracking that we do. Then there's other areas on social media where we're scouring it. And then there's different things like homes.com and realtor.com, and we're part of luxuryrealestate.com, which is an affiliate. There's a number of different areas where leads are coming into. We're part of some other affiliate programs, which I'll talk about as well. Echo Match is a piece on our website that's actually almost complete. We've been working on this forever. Part of it has been complete, but this is a different way of searching, and it's some patent pending technology that we have that lets you search by a series of questionnaires, and that matches you up into the right home by first looking at your community that you want. We do a ton of email marketing. Today, there's actually over 175 subscribers that we have. So when we send out an email blast and stuff, it's why our open houses are so well attended, where we're getting 20 to 40 plus people at an open house. Social media, we've already went over, and we're utilizing all the different types of social media and then doing deep dives into each one. And we do a lot of just networking around town, whether the videos that Rob was talking about or different groups that we're part of. That's part of what it is. Our agents are also if you just ask around town, everybody always tells me, I love the people at Echo. And people like to do deals with us because it's a nice transaction. It's a nice experience. Nobody's trying to, we're trying always. And you always get the best deal. Some of you can get the best deal. You don't have to be a killer on it. You get the best deal by gathering information and by doing win-win negotiations. I'll ask people, tell me a little bit, how did your clients come up with the price? And I'm listening, I'm gathering information, and I'm learning all sorts of stuff by doing that. And then those are how you and that's how you can win with a smile. You can win by being on time. You win by being responsive. You win by doing each negotiation, because you're doing business with all these people all the time. And And then you're reporting back to your client and then giving your client, I always give our client an option. I tell them what's going on and I'll say, I think if you respond this way, you respond this way. But that's part of what's going on in networking. You're creating relationships and you're getting lead sources of stuff. The logic, this is our Dr. Spock stuff, is what is our home economics guarantee. And that's the pieces of how methodically we go about everything that we do to create all sorts of different ads on everything. So let me see if I can find that spot. Bear with me a minute. So this is our home economics guarantee. So each thing that we do, so like if you look at number 10, that's the Matterport 3D virtual reality tour of your home. Whether your home is $300,000 or $3 million or $30 million, you're getting it. And that's a big deal. We're doing unlimited interior and exterior photos if you look at number 11. We have multiple types of drones. We can go up to any feet. So like when a realtor goes to do photography, the photographer says on a package, well, do you want 12 pictures? Do you want 24 pictures? Do you want unlimited pictures? Do you want me to edit the pictures? That's going to cost you this. Do you want night shots? I can do fake night shots or I can do real night shots. The real night shots cost you an arm and a leg. Do you want, if it's raining out, do you want me to put a fake blue sky in? I'm not waiting. I've got to go to the next appointment. Do you want, everything is an add-on. It's like anything else. There's no package. So when you start adding on, your photography ends up being very expensive. We just buy the package. There's no question. So there's night shots, there's drones, there's multiple drones. We're not limited by 20 feet. We're going to charge this or this. We're going to get what's right for the house. The house is our customer, and we're touching up. If there's a stain in the driveway that we can take out because it rained the night before, and there's a wet spot, we're going to Photoshop that out. We're going to make the grass greener if there's a brown spot. That's ethical. We're not going to take out wires or anything, but we'll take things at the right angle for things, and that's a lot of work. But we're all professionals doing that, and we have good synergies in there. So just 10 through, if you look at, at 14, those are all things that are part of our guarantee. That we do. We have a LinkedIn strategy, which is 31, where your home is getting advertised on LinkedIn. And we're doing that because we do that. An agent can't do that on their own because they would be lost in doing LinkedIn ads and all these things. So we're working off of all these different pieces in here when we're doing a guarantee.
And Jeff, this is no extra cost to the customer at all. This is like, if a client's sitting here, they're like, I'm not getting charged for this and this and this at the end of the day, right? This is part of their deal that they have with their agent.
That's correct. So you know what you're buying with us.
Yes.
When you hire another agent, you don't. If you're in an interview and you're going to go somewhere and maybe you like their demeanor better than the agent you're interviewing with us, I'd be looking at what you're buying. Are you getting a 70,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, or are you getting, or you're really not? It's more of what Tommy Boy, said. The guarantee on the box. Our guarantee, we have a guarantee on the box, but we have a real guarantee, and agents don't have that. They just don't. Or is it really going to happen? So if you want a 3D Matterport VR tour, you better put it in writing, or you're not going to get it. Well, you want real night shots. You want them to come at this hour, and you make them do that. You're going to drive up their cost, and because it's not in their game plan, because they don't have the infrastructure for it, or the number one, and they don't have the synergy for it. They got to go hire somebody out there. We do it in house. We already know all the people, so it's all. Cam calls up, and that relationship's already there. You talk to an agent, we're in synergy to do a video for it. We're in rhythm. We understand how to do it. It's not something that we do as a one-off request.
And then even from the real estate agent perspective, if they had to shell out these costs, it's unreal. You were talking about the different levels of photography and the packages, and how high the aerial shot is, and if they had to come back the next day because it rained today, that might be an extra charge. And it's just that the numbers just keep adding up. And here, like you said again, and you said it before, you know what you're getting. This is what you're getting. Here it is, right in front of you.
That's correct. And we report to you too. There's a piece that I can probably show you in, um, I can't in here, but we will show you what, we report to you once a week, and we give you in-depth reports of where buyers are coming from on a national and international basis. How many hits from each country, what where they're exactly coming from, which portals, all the ads we place. We show it to you on a weekly basis. So we have great reporting to do these. But that's our 57 promises, and it's a pretty in-depth look. We're also we're locally very well known. We're in all the different subdivisions. We do our website brings in a ton of traffic from different areas, and we won the best brokerage of the year, by the Palm Beach Post out of nearly 4,000 different companies. And then we're totally connected, and I'll show you a different screen for that. Give me a second here. Thought I had that in here. Actually, I can't show that, but I'll just talk about it. So internationally, one second, let me see if it's somewhere else. Nope, it's not. Internationally, we are connected to a number of different organizations. There's one called luxuryrealestate.com, and luxuryrealestate.com is the largest of the taking independent and some other firms, and I think it covers 30. There's 170,000 real estate brokers or agents nationwide and internationally, and it's only for homes above $500,000. So it's all luxury, that's in there, and your home goes on their portal when we do that. So it gets a giant amount of hits through a lot of different brokers. Brokers in over 70 different countries are represented, and 170,000 real estate agents are part of that. So that's a very big deal from a national basis. Then also we're the exclusive for the Palm Beach Hedge Fund Association, which are really, you're talking about everything in there is over $1 million, unless there's relatives who are coming down and there's a referral of somebody there. But that's some large dollars, and we're that for South Florida. So there's all sorts of referrals that come in through that network in there, and there's some marketing, and there's some different press releases and things that we're in the news on. But we get a lot of other exposure on a international basis, and some larger dollar net worth from that type of thing and that type of syndication.
And as Jeff mentioned just a minute ago, above his...
There it is in there.
Oh,
so we can tell you we have a relationship with Illustrated Properties, not the other way around, but with us. If they have a buyer, we know that they have a buyer in their system. So that was we have an agreement with them. So it's a great benefit to our clients. LuxuryRealEstate.com, Palm Beach Hedge Fund Association, Wailopo. There's another one. Is a social media outlet, and then we're also the Zillow Premier agent we're the largest of the Zillow people in the area. So that's our international. That's a local and global reach program that we have.
I mean, just so much stuff, Jeff. It's amazing. So the link here is in the post above me and below me. You can head to the website to see all these. Oh, we didn't get to the joy yet. Oh my goodness, did we do?
Yeah, and the joy of home economics. And I think we have to update this. There's over 500 glowing testimonials, but we're real proud of them. And we have letters of recommendation that go on and on and on that you can read on each agent that we have, and we're really proud of these. So we gathered them all up in there. They're all from real people, and we put every person's name on there. We don't say Lisa N. In this, and so we get permission from people, but we get these letters of recommendation, and they're really, you can read through them and on each agent, and it will tell you, about each agent. Each agent also, some of them we're still doing, but we do video on each agent. You can read about and hear their voice as well, tell you their story and see if it's a good fit for you. Because the fit of an agent is important. You've got to make sure it's a good match for you, because that person's in your home, they're reporting to you. So the synergy's got to be there with each one, and you get a chance to meet people. And if you call me, I can also walk you through who each one is and what their strengths are, and if it's a good fit. And if I think it's the right fit for you too.
Those have been fun. We have 2 more of those coming up this week. 2 more agent videos that will be released this week.
Who are you doing this week?
This week, the finished ones that I edited are Shauna and Jennifer. And
okay, cool.
And we have Caesar coming up, and Mr. Chris Burke got to get to me. We got to finish him. We're on the last part of his thing. But
it's like a movie. It's gonna be.
But we're getting there. But yeah, these are great videos that it's a little biography, a little mini story about the agent and how experiences in life or their work ethic or something that happened and how it molded them into the real estate industry and the agent. So
when you're working with a buyer wants to know, and it's part of why we connect with so many buyers. The buyer wants to know who they're working with, and words are words, but video tells a story, because you can see you're getting the nonverbal communication. You hear how they talk, you hear how they sound, you feel that person, you see if there's a connection or not, and there's a better chance that a buyer is going to connect with one of our agents first, because they're not just talking to them over the phone or reading a bio on them, and our bios are more in depth, and the bios are also meant to so that you learn about them not only on a professional basis but on a personal basis, so that you see if there's a fit there. There has to be a fit.
Yep. And I guess the last thing I'll say, Jeff, is, let me see if I can pull up my other. So I know it's been a long week for everyone. The last thing you want to hear is for me to tell you to go out there and vote, but I'm going to ask you to go out there and vote for Echo Fine Properties. Nominate us. We won it last year, 2020 Best of Palm Beach County.
We're the incumbent.
We are the incumbent. We would love to defend our title. We would love to, we would be honored again to have this great honor. And if you would just go, I'll put the link in the comment section. Click on it.
Facebook.
Yep, and I'll put it all over. Click on it. Scroll down to real estate company. Type in Echo, ECHO, Fine Properties. Put your email address in, I believe. I'm sorry, you have to put your email address in. And then hit nominate. And nominate us for Best of 2021. 2020's been a crazy year, but it's been a good year too, I think, Jeff. I do. I know it's a tough year for a lot of people, but it's been an interesting year in a way that we've molded into this virtual world to better serve our clients.
The loss of, we had a friend we lost to the virus, so it's always a bad year. There are good lessons from it, and there are good things. Like we have dinner at home, every night at the kitchen, at the dining room table. Awesome. And it's, so some of these traditions of things that we've gotten away from, I think that we're doing more of that. So there's all sorts of days that we have that we didn't, things that we did that we didn't do. And we've learned a lot from a company-wise on an innovation and digital front, things that we've needed to do that we got forced into to doing, and we ended up doing with joy. So there's lots of positives that have been taken from 2020, some very back to basics and finding joy in simple things and in technology. But yeah, I think we're all ready for 2021.
Is Sam going to be making any of his rice? I know you said you have dinner every night. His rice.
He made salt and pepper and salt, like shrimp, for us the other night.
How was it?
That was like
good.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah, he did both. He did a fried version and a grilled version. But it was actually terrific. But he made dinner, and so there's like things like that where those things didn't happen before. Yeah. But I think we'll all remember different things about this period. I think that's like, and I think, I see like with our kids, they're more adaptable. It's something I'm looking for agents when we interview now. Adaptability to different situations now is really important. Who can adapt to the situations and in tough situations and change, because life is changing. It's always technology changing. We have to be able to move on these things in there. So there's all sorts of interesting kind of things.
Awesome. So go to our website, check out the links above. You can check out our 57 promises. You can check out some of the local businesses we highlight, search for some homes. And that does it, Jeff.
All right.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, and everyone have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.
Hey, by the way, do your Eagles play today?
They can't lose today. They're on a bye.
They're on a bye.
Bye week. So, no loss today. The Bears got, I think, the Titans today, right?
I don't know who we play. We're so bad. We're the worst 5-3 team of all time.
Oh, come on. You got my boy Nick Foles there.
Exactly. They were 5-2, and Troy Aikman was talking about them, and he goes, "This has to be. How has this team won 5 games?" He's just going.
Well, if they were in the NFC East, they would be in first place. I'll tell you that much. They would be in first place by a significant margin. Two game
The worst we can go is 5-11. So, go Bears.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful
Bears.
afternoon.